We're starting with Tesla because it was off more than 5% at the close yesterday. So far this morning, down as much as 8%. Yes, tariffs played a role, but that's not all. The thing that changed today is that we learned that JPMorgan Chase analyst Ryan Brinkman, he's one of Wall Street's most bearish Tesla analysts, well, he further reduced estimates for the company's earnings. The reason why, well, he said it was due to that backlash against Elon Musk, how he's becoming like this kind of polarizing figure. But he also pointed to, as we know, Tesla's first quarter vehicle deliveries. They were far below estimates, slumped to the lowest since 2022, said that report really shows that they may have underestimated the degree of like consumer reaction. Other headwinds, though, it changed over production lines, right, at each of its assembly plants to build that redesigned Model Y. JPMorgan now expects Tesla's first quarter earnings to slip to 36 cents a share, and that is just short of the previous projection of 40 cents a share. But shares have been really on the downward spiral since hitting a record high of December 17th. The stock has slumped 44% through the close on Thursday.
Have we had any update on what Elon Musk plans to do, whether he's going to be staying with the Doge? Because that was reported a couple of days ago and I haven't seen any confirmation.
He seemed to deny it, that he's going to stay till the job's done, but I guess we don't know what that actually means.
Okay.
What that winds up looking like. All right, let's go to Nvidia.
Yes. Okay. So remember yesterday, closed the day off more than 7%. It's lowest since the last summer when those fears about the delays of the rollout of the Blackwell chip. So you remember that. But this morning it's been down, well, more than 7%. You know, U.S. chip makers are generating significant amount of sales in China. So any additional duties on products sold inside the country, well, that could negatively impact their business. So this is why those shares have been lower. Why it's still lower today? Well, we heard the news, right? China retaliated and imposed that 34% tariff on all American imports that starts April 10th. So that's really escalating the trade war. Other chip stocks that are affected, for example, you have Intel off more than 8%, Micron down as much as 12%, you have Broadcom off as much as 7%, and Qualcomm down as much as 5%.
Unreal. We are seeing, by the way, I just want to point out here, circuit breaker triggered for restoration hardware. RH now all of a sudden starting again, quickly trimming some declines to 7.3%. Like these stocks are moving really fast on really whippy headlines. Wrapping it up here with Wayfair, getting a downgrade, right, due to tariffs?
Yeah, so of course, dealing with tariffs, right? A lot of retailers, we heard that yesterday. It closed down, I didn't even realize this, but 25% yesterday.
Yeah.
Before the bell, down as much as about after the open, it was down as much as 16%. The difference today is that it received, yes, the downgrade from Citi to neutral from buy. They said Wayfair still positioned great long-term, but tariffs have made the risk to revenue now greater. It also added that the company's management has, quote, done well in controlling what is in control, but it says that those macro headwinds, well, they're just too much to ignore at this point. But what was really interesting about it is that Citi also said it sees eBay as a good alternative because consumers are going to start looking for value since maybe they're going to have to raise their prices. They're going to say, hey, I'm going to go over to eBay instead of Wayfair. But we'll see what happens.
All right, very good. Lisa Matei, we appreciate that. Again, the headline that I think you hit, Alex, earlier, President Trump saying that Vietnam wants to cut their tariffs down to zero. So we'll have more reporting on that.
And also that means you got Lulu pairing declines. You got On Holdings jumping to a session high. Nike jumping to a session high as a lot of their product comes from Vietnam. So this is that link there, and you get equities off the lows of the session. For more conversations just like this one, listen to our new Stocks Movers podcast. Subscribe for 5-minute episodes on the biggest winners and losers in the stock market. Listen to Stock Movers on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts.